Cheers. What a window, eh? What a view. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So I gotta think of that excuse for work tomorrow. Never mind. That's tomorrow's problem. Let's enjoy this, eh?
You've been scraping your knees on rock bottom, far from what you wanted. Hang on tight, there's a lifeline coming. So lift your head up, cause you made it, and your faith is far from faded. Don't lose hope, just keep on running.
Endurance speed up, look where you are. Strong and resilient, take you so far. Ooh, you're breaking through, not a second too soon. Hey, get up and look your eyes. Everything will be alright. Hold on, there's no one left behind. Wait a second to...
G'day guys, Paul, Perth FourbeeFour Adventures, and welcome to another episode of WASOLO. Today we are a little bit further north and probably pushing the boundaries of day trips. So I've come to a place that's quite well known, Sandy Cape, where you can actually camp. So you can come for a drive up here with your family, by yourself, get yourself a camping spot in the camping grounds up there if you like, or if that's not your cup of tea, just in here there is a little track just behind this information bay, and that takes you out towards North Head, and scattered all through there are some lovely little remote camping spots where you can actually camp away from the crowds. I'm not one, as I've said before, for camping on top of people. They do have drop toilets at the campground, so if that's your cup of tea, go over there, get yourself a spot. It's $20 a night for 2 adults. There used to be a caretaker on site here, but now they seem to have an honour box. But even if you're camping in here, then you still need to pay your $20 or $20 a night it is. So anyhow, all right, I've just had to quickly change locations because apparently the information bay is rather popular with people pulling up. I was trying to get a nice intro done at the information bay so you could see where the entrance to the track is and everything else, but never mind. Anyhow, this area does get quite popular, as you can see. So if you are going to come up here, you need to get up early, especially during school holidays or long weekends. This place is ram-packed. That's why sometimes it's nice to sneak in this track here or any one of the tracks here, get yourself a nice campsite up there. The tracks are really easy, nothing difficult about them at all, and you can go all the way up to Radar Station 48, the old World War II bunkers right up on North Head, which is where we're going to head tomorrow. But for now, we're going to head up this track here and go and find ourselves a reasonably good campsite. Now it is windy, west coast of WA, does get windy. I was hoping to get a spot on the beach, but it might be a little bit too windy for that, so we might have to get a spot behind the dunes where there's a little bit of protection. But we'll go and find ourselves a decent spot and we'll get underway. Alrighty, so I've just got myself off the track a bit, just going to drop some air out of the tyres. Now I'm just going to go down because I may end up on the beach at some point, so I'm just going to drop straight down to about 16 psi, and I shouldn't need to go any further than that. So we'll drop this area and then we'll head on in and find ourselves a decent campsite. Alright, all aired down into high range 4-wheel drive. Now the track through here is nothing difficult, it's basically just a limestone track. It's not until you get further in towards North Head that the gets a little bit soft here and there, or if you decide to jump on the beach. So as I said, down to 16 psi. My main aim for this evening is to find myself a nice little secluded campsite in here somewhere, set up camp, get the fire pit going, And then we'll start cooking some dinner. I think I'll do a nice campfire burger tonight, and might do some fries with it as well. So we'll get down this track, we'll find ourselves a decent campsite, and we'll probably see you at camp.
You're gonna see the other side. You're not alone. There's no one left behind.
You can look behind you for the lesson, to stay grounded in the present. But keep your eyes peeled, cause it's gonna be something. Maybe it's not face to face, but things tend to work in mysterious ways, to orchestrate in the right time and place, coming through when you thought you had nothing.
Endurance speed off, look where you are. Strong and resilient, take you so far. Ooh, you're breaking through, not a second too soon. Hey, get up and open your eyes. Everything will be
Alrighty, well it looks like I have found myself a nice little spot, and look, there's the ocean right there. I wanted to be a little bit further off the track. Here is the track just here, but it goes around here and around there. There's some spots under the trees over there, but I reckon this one's a cracker. Oh look, there's Stephen Seagull. He's always around here, eh? Oh, I don't know if that came up on camera, but whoa. And if it didn't, you didn't see what I saw. Anyhow, that joke's getting a bit old, isn't it? Never mind. He's still hanging around. So, I reckon I might sit up here. I've got a bit of protection here from the south, the rocks. I actually saw this spot on Google Maps. So I went into Google Maps, had a look at the satellite, and I saw these bays along the edge here, and I thought, oh, if I can snaffle me one of them, I'd be a happy boy. And voila. But that's the beauty of coming down on a weekday. There's hardly anybody else here. Yeah, there was a few people coming into the information bay. They're going into the campgrounds. On a normal week outside of school holidays, long weekend and an actual weekend, you won't find too many people in here, I wouldn't think, but I could be wrong. My only problem is tomorrow's Friday, and I'll need to come up with a cracking excuse as to why I'm not at work tomorrow, but that's tomorrow's problem. Anyhow, I'm going to set up camp, get the fire cracking, and enjoy this scenery.
Who am I when I'm lonely? What am I if I'm only hiding from myself with nowhere else to go? Looking out in the morning and coming up from the flames. Who am I in the light of the fire? On the run, take my time to make my way, never to be done. My head spinning round and round. All these feelings hit the ground. Who am I when I'm lonely? What am I if I'm only hiding from myself with nowhere else to go? Looking out in the morning, coming up from the flames. Who am I in the light?
Now I know I do this in just about every video, and it's kind of like my signature. Camp is set up, but cheers. What a window, eh? What a view. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So I gotta think of that excuse for work tomorrow. Never mind. That's tomorrow's problem. Let's enjoy this, eh? Alright, so with camp all set up, now I'm going to get the fire going. Got here a little bit later than I wanted to, but that's all right. The sun's still way up there, got heaps of time. Little tip when you're camping on the coast, guys, if you've got one of these types of awnings, always park yourself that side of the wind so the awning comes away from the wind. Less chance of it flipping over the roof while you're trying to put it up or trying to put it down, and you'll get a bit less flutter in the middle of the night as well. So and you won't have to be lying there in your swag wondering if your awning is going to blow over the top of your car during the night. So I always try and make sure I put the car into the wind, awning away from the wind so the wind's blowing over the top of it. So the wind's not too bad, it's died off. If it's only this light at this time of the afternoon, it's not going to get any stronger. It's only going to die off as the sun goes down. So I reckon I'm in for a cracking sunset, but we'll get the fire done and knock off a few of those ginger beers, and then we'll start cooking some dinner, Alright, fire is lit. Now, you may be watching this in the middle of summer, but this was actually filmed in the middle of October, so perfectly legal to still have a fire at this time of year, up until the end of October, so I'm making the most of it. And that was one of the reasons for coming out on this trip. I wanted to still do a bit of campfire cooking, and the time is very quickly running out for us to be able to have a fire. So get this baby cracking, and I'll make my camp burger. Alright, so just to prove that I am making my own chips, there you go. Now I've cut my own chips out of potatoes, real potatoes, not oven fries. I'm going to part boil them for about 10 minutes on the fire, and then we'll cold oil fry them, as in fire to forks recipe. And good old Harry with his cold oil fries, and we'll have some nice fries to go with the cheeseburger later on. So I'll give these a bit of a rinse, bung them on the fire for about 10 minutes, and see how long it takes for them to boil. Alright, so the potatoes, or I should say the chips, have been boiling for about 10 minutes now, so I'm just going to take them off, drain the water out, and I'm hoping the camera is catching this, otherwise you're just going to get my audio and not the actual video, but never mind. Alright, so there we go. Chips are boiled. Do that so they cook a lot better and they go a little bit more crunchier. So just going to get some paper towel just to tip them out. Give them a bit of a dry. Yep, they're pretty perfect. Dry them off a bit, get rid of that excess water, and then we'll pop them straight back into pot, and basically just pour cold oil in them, vegetable oil, nothing fancy, just cheap, because basically as soon as you've done this you're going to get rid of that oil, so don't want to spend too much money on oil, and put that straight back on the fire. And then we'll start putting everything else on the fire, because they won't take long to come up to the boil. So that's the good olive oil. On the onions, get a bit of salt. Make sure I've got salt, not pepper. Allow for the wind. There we go. And we'll chuck those on the fire as well. Alright, start to get a bit of sizzle now. The fries are bubbling away. The onions are cooking. Chuck the meat on shortly. Look at that sunset. Hey? Look at that. Isn't that just brilliant? What a cracking spot, eh? Where else would you rather be? I probably already said that before, but hey, look at that. If I was a keen fisher person, which once upon a time I used to be, I'd have a line in the water there, but I really can't be bothered anymore. So yeah, all right. Hopefully soon we'll get the burger on the flame and we'll have some dinner. Alright, so the fries are taking a little bit longer than expected, but that's alright. I've got all the time in the world. So burger's cooked, onions are cooked, just got to put the bun on and some cheese, and fries will be about another 10 minutes I reckon. So we'll get another 10 minutes and I reckon we'll hoe into this. Sun's gone down, so but it's still light. Look at that. Look at the ocean. Is that just a sight to be seen? It's awesome, and yeah, all on my own here. So, all right. Hopefully this will be ready in about 10 minutes because I'm starving. Time to whack the cheese on. Now it is a cheeseburger, so I reckon 2 slices of cheese is just fitting. There we go. And we put them in a star shape because that just tastes better. Alright, so that won't take long to melt, I reckon. All the fries are coming along good. So I'm hoping there's enough light here and I'm not blinding you with my head torch. Everything is done, so it's time to assemble. And this is pretty basic. I've lost my spatula, hang on a minute. This is just a cheeseburger and fries. So we have the patty and the cheese. We have some caramelized onion, and that is about perfect, I reckon. It's been sizzling there for ages. So we'll just put that on there. Now, I don't normally like pickles on a cheeseburger or on any burger. Normally if I was to order one from said burger places, I would order it minus pickle, but because it's a traditional cheeseburger, I'm going to put some pickles on. So, here we go. Pickle 1. Pickle 2. We won't worry about those bits. Some sauce, or as they say in America, some ketchup. Put that down there. There we go. Lid on. No salad on a cheeseburger. There we go, there are the fries and some salt. And miraculously, the wind is gone. There is no wind, so this is awesome. What a great spot. So there we go. Cheeseburger and fries, and that's my dinner. Alright, so I'm going to go and enjoy my cheeseburger and fries by the fire and take in the serenity of this place. So. You're wondering how the fries turned out? Perfect. Nice and crunchy. Morning. A cracking morning. I suppose I better ring the boss and let him know I'm not coming in today. Hey mate, how you going? Good. Yeah, I'm just ringing to let you know I won't be in today, mate. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Yeah, bit of a sore throat and a headache. So yeah, I better do the right thing and stay at home today, I think. Yeah. All right, mate. Cheers. I'll see you on Monday. All right. Yeah. You too. See ya. All right. That's that sorted. Time to deal with this sore throat. Alrighty, camp all packed up and on my way. Now, any of these tracks south will take you to North Head and the bunkers, which is where we are headed this morning. It's an old radar station 48, built back in the mid-40s to protect the coast, all part of the radar setup they had up and down the west coast. And yeah, any of these tracks will take you to them, and vice versa. When you head back out, any of these tracks will take you back out to the road. Now, they won't always take you out the exact same spot you went in, because it depends which fork you take as to where you come out. But it's all good fun. All the tracks are pretty easy, as you will see. And yeah, we shall just cruise along and have a look at the sights along the way. Now, you will come to obvious forks in the road, such as this one. It has a couple of signs. It's actually got a sign there that says World War II radar 48, turn left. So if you keep going down there, that just takes you into a bit of a bay. You're not allowed to fish there apparently, according to that sign. It says no fishing. And also, one thing you do have to watch out for in this area is ticks. So there is a sign saying warning ticks. I've been here quite a few times. I only had an issue once. I think I brought 3 of them home with me once. But yeah, so when you come to the forks in the road, basically veer to the left and you will end up at the radar station. So let's head up there, eh? So here we are at radar station 48, World War II military site, 1942 Coast Watch station, 1943 to 1945 radar station 48. 100 Air Force and Army personnel served here with the support of the Volunteer Defence Corps. So that's the sign. Now, get a few people that drive past here and down onto the beach or up to the bunkers themselves. You're not allowed to, and the sign clearly says no vehicles past this point. So please respect that sign. There is a little loop where I came in here, which you saw in the video, goes around here, back there, and you can park just up there. I've had about 10 cars parked in here on a tag along, so there's no big deal. You do not need to drive down there. I actually had people on Facebook say, oh, I didn't see the sign. How can you not? But never mind. And all that'll happen is, and I hope they do eventually, block it off so people can't go in there and destroy it, because people go down there, they camp down there on the beach and they leave a mess and they destroy it, and the tracks up to the bunkers are eroding away. So it's only a matter of time before they do it, and to be honest with you, I hope they do it soon. You can walk down there, nice little walk. There's a shark memorial up the top there for a shark attack victim back in 1967. We'll go for a walk up there and we'll have a look, and when permitting I might even get the drone up, so we'll go for a wander up there. Alright, so here is the first bunker, and yeah, you can definitely see obvious signs of people driving up here. If you come around the back, there is some awesome artwork on these bunkers. You might think it's graffiti, but it's pretty good art. And there's some very obvious graffiti type artwork too, but never mind. That's the first one. Now they're basically, these house the generators. I think one of them may have housed the radar itself, but generators obviously being noisy to run the station away from everything else. There are some ruins over the other side there of what was obviously a building of some description. But yeah, this is where the generators used to be that powered the station. So that's number one. Number two is just up there, so we'll wander up there and have a look at that one. Okay, and here we are at the second one. Now you can see an obvious mounting platform. That's about the size of what a generator would sit on, so I reckon this is where the generator sat. Now there is a lot of broken glass around here, and I remember Ronnie saying in one of his videos that it's left over from the old radar station. Not 100% sure that's correct, but could be. We'll go with that, alright, just so we don't blame it on the grubs of the world. But here we go. Some more interesting artwork in this one. And yeah, I do wonder about people sometimes. I don't know if you saw that on the camera or whether I'll edit it out, but someone's actually had a dump in the corner there, and their toilet paper is sitting there as well. I mean, seriously, all this area here that you can dig a hole, bury it, but no, let's do it in an old World War II protected site. You know, come on guys, seriously. They will shut these areas down if people treat this like this, but yeah, I really like this area. I come here quite often. The history, the driving, the area is really nice. I mean, look at that, look at the view from up here. It's stunning, and although it does get a bit windy up this way during summer, it's brilliant. It's a great place to come. You can camp on the beach. As long as you've got a chemical toilet, you can legally camp on the beach up here. But again, you must pay your fees, and the ranger in summer does tend to come around and collect your fees off of you. But yeah, awesome place. I just hope they manage to protect it a bit more than they have, because it is slowly deteriorating, and yeah, some of the things people do up here just amazes me, but never mind. I'll go for a wander up and have a look at the memorial, and then we'll head back. So here I am up at the memorial. Now, it's not that far to walk, it's only a couple of minutes from the car all the way up here, but here is the memorial. It's in proud loving memory of a wonderful son and dedicated sportsman, Robert Murray Bartle, died after a shark attack, North Head, 19th of August 1967, aged 23. So yeah, not sure what he was doing out here, obviously snorkeling or scuba diving or something, but just look at this coast. It is awesome, and I guess this is why people come up here. But yeah, if you look after this area, we will be allowed to come up here all the time, but just check it out. Alrighty, that is the bunkers and the memorial done and dusted. So yeah, we'll just head on out of here now and head on back to the main road. Now, it doesn't really matter which track you take out of here, they all end up back at either Sandy Cape Campgrounds or the Sandy Cape Road. So when you come to a junction, it doesn't really matter. There is a right hand turn out of here that we used to take our tag alongs through. That track is really tight. Has an interesting couple of hill climbs on it. I won't be taking that track. I'm just going to drive straight out to the main road. But yeah, so don't stress when you come to an intersection. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're pointing north, you will end up at either the campgrounds, come along the beach into the campgrounds, or you will end up at Sandy Cape Road, where you can air up and head home. So I'm going to do that right now. So we better get the car started first. Here we go. Now, I am in low range. Pretty much keep this thing in low range when I'm off-road most of the time, because it's just easier. But and it drives well, looks after the car. So all right, let's go. And the beauty is you can always follow your own wheel tracks out. But, that's when it's quiet. I've come in here this morning and there are no wheel tracks through here at all. There's nothing. So I am the only one that's come through this morning. Not really any evidence of many people coming through, and I guess this place is a weekend thing. Lots of places you can see when you come up here camping for the weekend. You can go to Stockyard Gully, which is a cave. You can come down here, obviously. You can go further up north on the tracks up to Lehman, Greenhead, all that sort of area if you really want to, but I reckon there's enough to see around here. So all right, let's get out of here. Right, I just thought I'd quickly stop here because you do see some stuff along the track here. Here are some concrete footings, a concrete pad. Obviously there used to be a building here of some sort, and just over here there is another one just here. Now these are scattered all the way through here, so obviously these are the old ruins of the old radar station, which is what tells me that the generators for drawing the power were up there. The buildings were down here because obviously generators are noisy, just like that wind probably. So yeah, just thought I'd stop and show you that, because when you do drive in here, you do see a lot of old corrugated iron, concrete, bricks and stuff. And that's basically the leftovers from the radar station. So anyhow, let's keep going. Alright guys, well that is it. I am back at the information bay again, come out of that track right there. So and another good thing about this area is rubbish bins galore, so you can take everything you took in out with you over to the rubbish bins, and don't even have to take it home. And there's heaps of bins, but then the campgrounds caters, I would, if I had to guess, somewhere between 200 or 300 people, of course with families and stuff like that. So there we go, rubbish in the bin, families and all that sort of stuff, so obviously need, and I have been here where these bins are overflowing. So yeah, so that is it, back on the bitumen. This is Sandy Cape. Hope you've enjoyed this adventure. Thank you to our Patreon supporters who again helped make this possible. Really do appreciate your support, guys. To the rest of you, thank you so much for watching the videos. I hope you're enjoying the WASOLO series. This is probably about as far north as I can travel. You could do this on a day trip if you really wanted to. 2.5 hour drive up here, have a bit of fun, go in there, have some dinner, drive home, whatever you want to do. You could do this in a day trip if you wanted to, but I really needed to get away and do a cheeky little solo camp, so I did. So and it was awesome, beautiful spot in there as well. So anyhow, that's enough for me. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Cheers.